Hello, welcome to Chop Shop Motors. My name is Clay and it's time to start on a little different project, and so I'll give you a little overview of what it is. We've gotten lots of parts for it and we've talked about it a lot, but we haven't done much on it yet. So the project is a 64 Falcon 2-door hardtop, and we are gonna do some floor work today. So we'll take you along, let you look over the progress, show you a few of the steps as we go through it. Lots of YouTubes on welding in floor panels, so probably won't go through great detail on it. It's pretty straightforward. I will show you what we used, what we bought for a donor to use for the floor, and give you a little bit of kind of my take on how I want to do this particular car, and we'll see how much we get accomplished in the next few hours. So here we go. Okay, let's have a look at what we're going to attack first. So we're going to look at the back floor, back seat area. It looks really rusty, and it is. It really is probably the worst right here in center where the water pretty much pooled. This car suffered from some a left window that didn't stay up, so water came in, and then it suffered from a rear window seal that didn't seal anymore. So I've replaced the rear window and done some work there, but damage was done on the floor. So this is going to probably need to have, probably going to cut it around here a little bit before the seat riser and an inch or so away from the edge of the rocker, and then this part down here is really solid around where the back of the front seat mounts, so I will more than likely trim it out of there. I have to figure out where I want to go at the front. I may go right up to this seam right here, because the integrity of this channel is good. So I'll probably keep that, and I'll probably go along the edge of the tunnel here and keep the integrity of the seatbelt mount intact, and then go back to here. So not too bad a panel as floor panels go, and even though the seat riser looks a little crusty, I think it's gonna be fine. We'll fix some of it back in here, but I mean it's probably going to be fine. So let me show you what we're going to use for a donor. So this is the floor pan out of a 62 Falcon. Let's see if I can get it where you can actually see it. The sunlight's kind of harsh. So the panel is good and solid. There's the original paint. It has the same little detail pieces like this. This is the area where I talked about the front seat mounting. This is the channel that will keep on the existing Falcon, more than likely. So this is a really nice solid floor pan. So I bought the full floor pan out of this car, and we will use portions of it, and the rest will be saved for repairing other probably old Fords. So let me get some pieces trimmed out, and then we'll look at what the next step is. Next step is. Thanks. Okay, holding the floors a little bigger now. Got the perimeter of the rust out, and now we can dress this hole and clean it all up and give it one more really good look and make sure what we think we see as far as healthy is truly healthy. So we'll spend quite a bit of time prepping this piece, and then I'll show you the piece I cut out. So this is the piece I cut out. It's pretty tough to tell. Pretty crusty on the inside. You can see the back side. Kind of catch the light just right. You can see the seat cushion through it. So got some air holes in it. Other areas around the perimeter where we cut it out, not so bad, but little pockets here and there. Then we'll use this as the beginning of a template and cut out our piece of the new floor. So let me clamp that in, mark it, do a little prep work, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, so what's the progress? Well, we've got the floor pan trimmed out. We've got it sized to the opening. We've wire brushed all the crappy stuff, or a lot of the crappy stuff, off of the perimeter, and the next step will be to drill the bucket seat holes in the pan, and then I'll use those as locators, mark where the panel's going to finally fit, and then I'll grind the edge so we can weld it. So good progress, making headway, and you know, won't be long before this one corner will be done, and then we'll probably, well, I don't know, jump to the other side or maybe to the front just because it's easier to get to. The front's got some Swiss cheese looking action going on, so that may be the next one that we attack. All right. Okay, here's what it looks like welded in. It's welded all around. Should be plenty strong now. I just took a wire wheel to all the other areas. Next step is I'll put a quick coat of primer on it just to kind of seal up this area, and then I will go back over it with any seam sealer before I'm all done. So let me primer it, and then I'll show you what that looks like, and then I think we'll call this a wrap. Okay, pan is welded in, everything's cleaned up, and got a quick coat of primer on it just to kind of seal it. This is what it looks like. The rest of the floor still needs a lot of work. Both sides over there need it as well. This is what it looks like. Should work fine for what this little Falcon's gonna kind of purpose is, and that's to have fun with it. Floors will be solid, trunk solid now. This, at least 1/4 of the floor work is done. So that pretty much brings us to a close on this particular segment. Thanks for joining along as we started on the 64 Falcon Futura 2-door hardtop project, and we started putting in some floors, starting with the back panel. The floor I had was an original floor out of a 62 2-door bucket seat car. So I figured it would be a pretty good candidate, even though it's a 64. There were some little differences and nuances that we'll have to live with, but the basic configuration of the floor was exactly the same. So for all intents and purposes on this car, where we really just want to bring it back to a nice driver quality, it isn't. This car, the purpose of this car was never to be a flawless restoration. It was to have fun with it. I actually was hoping I would have had it on the road long before now, but life gets in the way, and sometimes it just doesn't happen the way you hope that it would. So it's a little bit closer. The floor's in. I will try to keep after the other 3 panels, and then I'm going to jump on the motor. I've got some other projects that probably will sneak in. The burning project in the house is a chicken coop project, so I think that that's going to take some attention for a little while, and we're going to have some chickens. So that's a cool deal. So that piece is going to happen. That'll get me out of the garage just a little bit for a little while and into the backyard. But other than that, we'll be good. Next big project we're going to start on is going to be Shelby's 72 F100. So lots of good stuff coming. I'm Clay for Chop Shop Motors, and we'll see you on the next project.